Now let's use these special CSS classes which are added by router link to the created anchor tag. And for that here in the navigation.view, I will actually add a new selector here to this hover and active rule. And that is an anchor tag which has the router link active class on it. So a.router-link-active. This tells CSS that I want to apply these styles to every anchor tag which has this CSS class on it. And if I do that and save this, you now notice users is highlighted. If I click on teams, that stays highlighted. And that's how you can reflect on your page visually on your links which link is currently active. Now, as a side note, you have two classes on there, router link active, which I'm using for styling here, but also router link exact active. Now, the difference is that router link active would also be applied to this item here if we had something like teams team ID. So if we had some nested route to this route here. Now, we haven't learned about nested routes yet, so for the moment we can just ignore that. But the difference is that router link exact active will only be applied to the navigation item that's fully matched by the current path, whereas router link active will be applied to any navigation item which contains a part of the currently active route. At the moment, we have no situation where we would have nested routes, so at the moment it's either both or nothing, but later we'll see the difference in action. For the moment, it's just important to be aware of these classes which help you style your application. You can also change those default classes in case you're not happy with them. In main.js, where you create the router, you got more config options, and you got a link active and a link exact active class option, where you can use any other CSS class name you might want to use instead of the router link active class, which would be the default. So if you want to go with just active, for example, you could override this here. And I'm doing that here so that we see it in action. I'm setting the active class to just active, and that means I need to change my styling here and select the anchor tag with the active class on it. And with that, it still works, and now you can tell it's the active class besides the router link exact active class that's being added. So you can configure things like that. But with that, let's move on and let's not focus too much on the styling here. Instead, let's dig a bit deeper into the router and learn more about the different options we have here and the different kinds of routes we can register.